What's going on, guys? Welcome along to another video. We are taking out the Ducati Streetfighter V2S for 2025. Now, I'm loving the front end. I'm loving they've got the underslung twin exhaust. Just look at it. Sexy. Let's get this demo on the road. Now, I'm yet to take out the V4. This is the first Streetfighter I've taken out for 2025. I have taken the 24 V2 and V4 out. And from previous experience, I must say I did prefer the V2. So I am looking forward to this test ride today. In the next few weeks, I'll get back, I'll test out the V4. And then if I have the capability, I will do a V2 versus V4 comparison style video. Now, according to Ducati, this is the lightest twin-cylinder engine ever produced. But we'll get to those other facts and figures in a minute, because we're going to talk about the engine. This is the 890cc V2, 120 brake horsepower and 96 Newton-meters of torque. Now, for me personally, that is the kind of sweet spot when it comes to numbers. It's not too much, it's not too little that you're going to be wanting more, and it's not crazy 170, 180 brake horsepower numbers. Well, quickly, whilst we're at the traffic lights, ergonomics, I'm 6'1", 120 kilos, and I do have both feet flat on the floor. The tank is pushing into my crotch a little bit. It's not too tall where I'm on my tiptoes, but yeah, just where my legs are situated, this tank is pushing in there. And then if I push back where my crotch is not in the tank, my heels are just off the floor. So I've currently got it in road mode, but we do have wet, road, sport and race. Whilst we're around town, I'll just have it in road. So annoyingly, we do have the cruise control buttons situated in the top left of the cluster, but it comes up with a little message saying cruise control not available with the current configuration. So I take it this one doesn't have cruise control, which it's got the buttons. So it's something I personally would add on, especially on a bike like this. Like, I'm not completely bent over like a sports bike, because obviously this is your naked version, but there is still quite a forward momentum style with the body. There is a little bit of wristiness to it, so having that cruise control just means that you can kind of just sit back and rest your wrists every now and then. Brakes are a bit squeaky. We just need cleaning off. Clutch pull really nice and light. Throttle response is so smooth, even in road mode. Like, it's not snatching, it's not jerking, but then you give it a little twist because you can get moving. So even in road, you can have some serious fun with this. Quick shifter up and down, it's okay, it's not buttery smooth. The lever itself has a little clunk going up the gears, but we are doing slow speed, so we'll see what it's like when we get in the faster section. Now, we do have fully adjustable O-lins front and rear, and again, like any bike, you have to get it dialed in and tuned for your weight and for your riding style. I'm a big lad. I've got a day sack on as well with about 10 kilos of kit in it. The suspension, it just needs tuning. Mirrors, I've got at least 50% of my elbows in these mirrors at the minute. I have to do the old chicken dance just to see round them. Potentially I'd add on some bar end mirrors just to negate that problem. Oi, 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 there's the sound of that. As soon as you get kind of halfway in the rev range, the exhaust note really starts to come through. And these are stock exhausts. If you want to add in the aftermarket one, I think it's like £2,000 or so for the full system. Wet mode still has some serious throttle response to it and a lot of speed. I mean, I like it when you put it in wet and everything just dulls down massively. But potentially we can go into the different modes and change the parameters. I'll have a little look when I pull over. So you might be able to make it a little bit more docile, but you know me, don't like doing it in wet for too long. in sport, this thing just wants to go. Oh, yes please. I mean, there's quite a lot of buttons going on the left switch gear. When I'm looking for the indicator, it's not like a bam straight on it. Like, you've got the horn just below it, you then got the arrows just above it. Definitely a little busy. Being my size, actually the pegs are in a pretty good position. My legs slot into the grooves of the tank really nicely. The tank's nice and thin, but I'm not getting any wind on my lower half. The tension between my hips, knees and feet isn't too bad. It's actually quite comfortable, and I can move my toes and my heels around the pegs with ease. So when I do want to start getting into the twisties and having a bit more fun, I'll put my toes on the ear pegs, and then when I want to kind of chill out a little bit, like this kind of slow speed stuff, I just duck foot a little bit more. Vibrations, there are some vibrations coming through the pegs and the handlebars. My hands are getting a little bit tingly already, but then I'm in this slow speed kind of 30, 40, stuck behind traffic. I'm not really moving, I'm just stationary whilst I'm riding. Obviously when you are in the twisties and you're getting on it a bit more, there's a bit more movement and there's a bit more play in the body, and I'm not just stationary. And again, that's where that cruise control could really come in handy. So with the electronics in this, then you can go into the riding modes and you can change quite a few different parameters. So we've got a Ducati wheelie control, Ducati traction control, the engine braking, the power delivery. We've got auto screen where it goes between day and night, i.e. white background or black background. And then we've got also daytime running lights. So you can kind of go in and change all the parameters and set up how you want. This thing handles so nicely. That quick shifter clunk when you are giving it some has absolutely disappeared. Well, you may be thinking, how much is one of these going to set you back? Well, for the standard Streetfighter V2, that's going to set you back £13,990. Well, we don't like standard around here, do we? We like to go one up a little. So the Ducati Streetfighter V2S, which is this model, is going to set you back £15,990. Now, the other day on the configurator, I set the bike up how I'd want it, added on that exhaust system because it looks bloody delightful, and I was hitting around £19,500 for a Ducati Streetfighter V2S kitted to my specs. That's a lot of money, but obviously you don't have to go for the $2.5 grand exhaust. You don't have to go for the V2S, you can just go for the V2, keep it at 14 grand, and you're away. Like, the thing looks amazing, even with the stock exhaust, sounds really good. Let's face it, you're only going to get the full system if you've got cash to burn, and it'll look better. It'll probably sound a bit better, but I still think these exhausts look really nice and sound really nice. So what is it you're paying $2.5 grand for? One thing to note, with the exhaust systems, the stock, because it's got the cat box, the out pipe from the cat box comes around the outside, whereas if you get the full system, I believe it gets rid of the cat box, and then so the exhaust pipe comes straight out from the center of the bike. So again, it will neaten it up and it will tidy it up and it will just look, it will look better, but you are paying for it. It's nice for this year that the V2 and the V4 have got the different exhausts. The V4's still got the underslung exhaust. Obviously the V2's got the twin output under seat. Because last year, honestly, without looking at the badge, you couldn't really tell which one was which. We've got a new design on the headlight. We've got a 5-inch TFT screen, which it's alright. The V4 this year has got a bigger screen, so potentially next year it will get that screen from the V4. Who knows? Now for me, these type of roads are exactly where this bike is designed for. Twisty, tight, intricate roads. This thing's so light, it handles beautifully, like I said, it goes exactly where you want it. Throttle response in sport is beautiful. Exhaust sounds bloody delightful. So you have got the ability to change the different levels and wheelie control between off and I think like 5 being the highest and the strongest. I've got this set to 1, so over these little crests there is a little play, which is really nice, but I'm not in any fear of flipping it. I say about its lightness and its flickability, this thing weighs 175 kilos with no fuel, so we're looking about 190 kilos fueled up, because I think it's got a 15 litre fuel tank. And yeah, I mean, that is seriously light. Bear in mind, my GSA without any of the bags on is like 280 kilos. For 25, they've taken the styling from the Panigale V2. We've taken, I believe, it's the tank and the rear section from the Panigale V2 and waxed it onto the Streetfighter. And one thing to note as well is if you do want to go for the V2S, you do not get the passenger pegs or the rear seat. So the V2S has a passenger peg delete kit on it and a rear seat count. I believe you can add them on, so you can still buy this and then obviously take your passengers. Obviously, like I said, you can add cruise control, you can add heated grips, and lastly you can add the Ducati Media mod system, which will add turn-by-turn navigation. The seat's actually pretty comfortable, but again, I think that's probably aided by the forward position of the rider. Actually take some of the weight off the rear, because obviously when you're on a bike sat upright like this, all your weight is going through your bum into the cushion of the seat. Now looking at the suspension and the brakes, if you get the V2 you do not get O-lins, I think it's the Marzocchi, and then if you get the V2S you do get O-lins front and rear. It's fully adjustable, I think they're 43mm upside down forks. Like a little bit bumpy through this lot, but again this is kind of quite back roady. Trial and error, dial them in for you and you'll be laughing. The brakes, we've got twin 320 at the front, M50 Brembos, and then a single 245 at the rear. Rear at the minute is really squeaky for the first 10%. Push through it and it stops. But honestly, the brakes on this are really good. But then kind of what do you expect from Ducati and Brembo? You expect that level of quality from them. And we do have a seat height of 838mm, which, as I said, for someone of my size, 6'1", and I can flat foot, it is probably on a slightly taller side for the shorter rider. There's that lovely squeak. Oh yes, Squeaky McBeaky. I had the Aprilia Tuono V4 1100 factory. Love that thing. Engine and the sound is absolutely sublime. But it was very wristy, it was very sporty. Whereas this, it's that fine line between aggressive, not. It's difficult to say. So, yes, there is some weight on the wrists. No, it's not too much. Like the MT10, I had that for 4 years. Amazing bike again. That's more of a kind of comfortable naked. You could ride that thing for hours on end. The Aprilia, you're kind of grateful for the small tank, just to give your wrist that little bit of a rest. And yeah, this is the fine line between that comfortable naked bike to the more aggressive naked bike. I think the styling for this, they've done an absolute fantastic job, I honestly do. It's one of those bikes where when you pull up into a car park, other bikers will be looking, and it's stock. Like, that's when you know you've got a good bike. Not because you spent thousands and thousands making it look good, but because it turns heads from factory. If you do want to come and test ride this exact bike, you need to head over to Riders in Bridgwater. Check out their Ducati lineup. They've honestly got pretty much every bike there. Their website will be in the link below. As always, thank you very much for them to lend it to me. Guys, if you found this useful and you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. More importantly, subscribe to the channel. We are almost at that sweet 10,000 mark on the subs. So come on, join the channel and watch me take out some of the best bikes we've got in the market. Well, there's nothing to say, but until the next one, ride safe.